So where did you study?
So this was and by the way, I'm from Bolivia. That's why we have all this stuff. So when I was 10 was when I moved to San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I knew I wanted to get into chiropractic, there was a chiropractic school in the Bay Area.
Mm.
So that's the one that I went into, which is right south of Oakland.
Mm-hmm.
And it's called Life West. And yeah, that's the one that was home for me for a while. That was the place where I actually learned how to hug people.
Oh, really?
It's so interesting. It's like all of us are so crazy holistic. We're just in this little bubble.
Mm-hmm.
And we all would just hug each other a lot. It was so cool. Like, for me, it was different because I wasn't used to really hugging.
Mm-hmm.
But we all did that, and we all just meditated all the time, did yoga all the time. And that's just the culture.
So why do you think people, and we're totally going to steer off track for a second and then we'll go back. Why do you think people in, I guess, more westernized cultures neglect hugging, and why is it so important to hug and learn about those moments of affection?
Yeah. One of the documentaries I saw is like, how much love does one need to get rid of the flu, for example, right? And it's an interesting component.
Mm-hmm.
How much love do you need to get rid of cancer? You know, it's unquantifiable. You can't really put a concept to it, but it's important, which is why they notice with animals that's what they use, like either stuffed animals for young cubs, you know, because that love and affection is very important. And I think for us humans, it's the same case.
Yeah.
Now we know about pheromones. We know about different sensors that the body has. That's important for us to keep that interaction. Then there's a spiritual component that goes into it, let alone the energetic component. The heart math that I visited in Stanford, close to Stanford in California, did the whole concept of magnetism study as it relates to the heart.
Mm-hmm.
So that was clearly shown how my literal heart magnetism affects yours. And when that's kind of united, you know, it can create different concepts.
So for anybody who is listening in and kind of curious about what that means, is that our bodies literally emanate this energy that can help it in terms of, I don't know, we can even get into like epigenetics for a second here.
Yeah.
Like we have these signals in our DNA that are kind of like these proteins, and when our environment is in alignment, for example, with our heart center, we are expanding our life's purpose in alignment that way. And then as a result, we're emanating love, and people are going to receive that love. And it's a really beautiful thing. Whereas on the other end of the spectrum, if your environment is lacking support and misaligned, I hope that I'm still connected right now. Oh, sorry guys, I don't know what happened. I'm going to keep tapping my phone just to make sure that we're still live. It paused it for some reason doing that. But anyway, just to kind of go into that a little bit, like our heart is technically considered our third brain of our body. We have our organ brain, we have our gut brain, and our heart is really about our soul's brain. And I imagine that's kind of what you were saying.
Yeah.
It's like you have the ability with your heart to magnify, or on the other end, like minimize like somebody else's path and soul.
And like you were saying, different cultures, I think, expand on that, and others that maybe don't honor that as much, right? I wasn't raised, even though in the Latin culture we're all always kind of hugging and stuff, I honestly wasn't raised hugging all the time, you know, so it was different. But especially right now that we're social distancing and all these things, is really important. We're creatures of togetherness, you know, we're creatures of expressing love constantly. That viral video, I don't know if you saw, of two little kids, like they were little kids and they hugged each other and they haven't in months, and they just went into tears soon after. That just shows like the importance of human connection.
Yeah.
And kids, you know, because they have no barriers, they just express it,